added extras that you may find interesting. But I want to, Daddy. What's up, YouTube? As promised, vlog, how not to lose your gains during Ramadan, however you want to say it. So, I thought we'd hit it up with a few simple sections that will hopefully help bring up a well-rounded kind of approach to the next 30 days of only eating in the dark. So, okay. For those of you who don't know, if you're watching this and you're not doing Ramadan, what it is a religious undertaking where people, for a set period of time, I think it's around about 30 days, I don't know, I ain't religious, I don't know the exact specifications, but from sunrise to sunset, no drinking, no eating. It means no water, no snacking, no nothing, literally. Full fast, full force, for the entirety that the sun is in the sky. So that means that at different times of the year, the length gets longer or shorter, depending on, because I think it pretty much changes year to year when it falls. So this time it's fallen in a very, very difficult point where the sun is up for a long period of the day. So it's something like it sets around 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending on where in the world you are, and rises somewhere between 3:30, 4 o'clock, I think. So that's a long ass time. Obviously, in that time, most normal people, unless they're on night shifts, have got to sleep and then eat. So it needs a small window of time to get the food in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the basics of approaching this time of the year and how to go forward rather than backwards whilst you're doing it. Okay, so I've got a little list. I'm going to run through it and we're going to hit it up. So, number one, first point. Dehydration. How's it going to affect you? Okay. So let's sit it down plain and simple. I am not Mother Nature, okay? This is not me saying you shouldn't do this or do this. It's what biology is telling you to do and not to do, okay? That's how I'm going to approach this subject. So it's removing all kind of human, but I want to, Daddy, approach to it, okay? So, do not train when you cannot drink water. Solid, sound reasoning built on a biological answer, not one of health and safety or namby-pamby shit like that, okay? When you train, you need water. Water does an abundance of jobs within the body. Being in a dehydrated state when you train is fundamentally damaging. It will reduce your ability to function, your ability to think, your ability to repair. It will reduce your strength dramatically. So it's kind of redundant training when you're dehydrated anyway, because your muscles won't be able to function the same. You're not going to be able to get a pump. You're not going to be able to carry electrolytes around the body as necessary. In fact, you're going to become very depleted in electrolytes because you're going to lose water while you train. That means you're going to become even further dehydrated by the time you leave the gym than when you go in there. So, what are you going to do? Okay, I know that in a lot of places where there are a lot of people following the fasting regime, that they do late night gym sessions and things like that. If you've got that, make those sessions, guys. I know you're going to be tired by the time they appear, but get on them. It's a great opportunity that not many people are going to have the ability to do. If you do not have gyms that are doing things like that, then what you're going to have to do is time getting to the gym before it shuts. You're going to probably be looking to do shorter workouts because the sun's not going down until kind of 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Most gyms are going to be shutting 9:30, 10 o'clock. So you need to be at that gym the moment you're allowed to eat. The moment you're allowed to eat, the first thing you do is not eat, drink. Drink water. If you have supplements such as electrolyte drinks, maltodextrins, do not try to avoid using pre-workouts at this point, because your body's already going to be in a depleted state. Taking a pre-workout in that kind of state isn't really going to be a good thing. So we're looking for rehydration first, food second. So liter of water, start sipping away on that the moment you're allowed. Okay, now training. You're going to want something high impact. You're going to want something fast. You're going to want something punchy. So that's going to mean things like fruits, if you want to be macronutriently rich. Dates, bananas, berries, but watch out for the acid in the berries if you're going to train straight away, which is ideally what you're going to need to be doing to get your session in there. Other than that, you're going to also want to get in some other high impact things like nuts to get some fats in there. Not too many, because you don't want a lot of fats before you train, but you're going to want something because you've been starved all day and they're a high energy source. MCTs are good. So if you got if you can get hold of any, I don't know if anyone sells it too much anymore because it was a fad for a little while, but coconut milk, very good. Okay, so that's the main things. Hydration first, food second. The foods, high impact. If you don't want to be macronutriently rich, hit up things like marshmallow Rice Krispie squares, cereals, gummy bears, jelly babies, Skittles, all these things, and literally eat them as you're walking into the gym. And that's going to get some carbohydrates quickly into the body. It's going to refuel you fast, and you're going to be able to utilize them then and there. It's basically simple carbohydrates in any form. Caramel rice cakes as well are another good one, which I like to use. You all see me, I like the popcorn, man. I like popcorn when I'm training. So they're your main two things for when you're first going to get that training session in. Now, if you can't make the gym at all, what we're going to do? Okay, don't panic. It's 30 days, guys. It's not 12 months. You aren't going to lose all your gains in that kind of time. You might feel a little flat, you might not feel as full, but trust me, in 30 days, you're not going to be able to really lose that much if you maintain a decent macro balance in the times you're allowed to eat. So, if you can't get to a gym, let's hit up some body weight circuits. Press-ups, tricep dips, jumping squats, tricep dips? Tricep dips. Jumping squats, burpees, Spider-Man crawls. If you don't know what these are, Google them. Spider-Man push-ups even, that might bring it up a bit better. If you've got anything at home that you've got like dumbbells, even if they're really light, make use of them by doing high repetition, high rep numbers, slow rep speed workouts. Let's go for full body if you don't have access to like a barbell and dumbbells and a power rack or anything like that. Let's just do full body circuits. All you need is stimulation for that muscle. You're not probably going to hit the macros that you need in the time you've got available anyway. So chances are you're going to be dropping in and out of deficit through this period. So that's going to be the main benefit here, guys, is to realize that all you need is a stimulation to make your body keep pushing what you're eating through to the muscle, keep the nutrients flowing, keep it stimulated. So other than that, what else are we thinking of? You've got full body workouts if you can't get to the gym. Now, if you can get to the gym, do you want to be doing the same workouts that you've been doing the entire time? Chances are probably not. You're going to be knackered, you're going to be tired, you're going to be drained. You don't want to be exacerbating that feeling. So this is a great time to change up some of your training. Go back to the compound movements. Go back to a kind of a push-pull regime. Try and hit that whole workout in around about 45 minutes. You don't want to be in the gym for 2 hours, like when you've got a limited time period open to you. So compound movements, deadlifts, bench press, military press, squatting, front squats. Then hit a few isolations on the back end of those, but do an upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, something like that. 3-4 day a week one. Let's give you the chance here to at least keep the momentum going, but not overstress the body, make yourself more tired and susceptible to getting sick. What we want to avoid at this point is getting ill. So, in that train of thought, cardio, do you still keep doing it if you're cutting? Okay, general rule if you're cutting, probably time to stop for a little bit. Aim to bring everything back up to a kind of maintenance level. Why? Because if you're putting your body through dehydration and extended periods of fasting, chances are your immune system is going to drop a little bit. You've only got a short window getting that food in, and a lot you're going to have to sleep in that time. So, bring it back up to a maintenance. You're not going to put weight on. All you're doing is putting a pause on the weight loss. That's all you're doing. Some of you may even benefit from bringing your food up at this point because you've been in too much of a deficit, and you might see a continued weight loss and a spike in metabolism. So it might be a good thing. But the main goal I would suggest at this point is bring it up to a maintenance level. Let's support the body through the time. Keep your water up as well throughout. Once you've stopped training, once you've done that session, once you've done it, don't allow yourself to get thirsty before you drink. If you feel thirsty, you've left it too long. You have a short window of opportunity to get your water in. Your body can hold the food, so you can take those and it can store the fats, it can store the carbs. It cannot store water. So you need to fully hydrate yourself before the sun comes up. You need to take advantage of the entire time available, and that means constantly sipping on water, even when you think you don't need it. Okay, moving on. Cardio change up. So, do we do cardio during this period? Okay, if you're going to bring your food back up to maintenance and you want to be in a deficit, then keep the cardio in there. But you're probably going to want to reduce the time. Again, we're all trying to pack this into a smaller window so that you've got more time available to go get some food in. So, high intensity training, this is where this is going to come in. HIIT, 10 minutes, 10 rounds, 15 seconds on, 45 seconds moderate pace. 15 seconds full sprint, 45 seconds moderate pace. That's what you're looking for. 1 minute, 10 times. You want to do a warm up and a cool down, up to you, but the whole thing should not take you more than 20-25 minutes. You can bring it down to 15 minutes if you want to do a 5-minute warm up and a 10-minute 1-minute round session. So 10 1-minute rounds with a prior 5-minute warm up, or 2.5-minute warm up, 2.5-minute cool down. That would be my advice to you, not the long ass steady state stuff. Unless you're intent on getting in the gym still 5 times a week and no one's going to stop you, then just do 10 minutes steady state after each of those sessions. Job done. Supplements. Okay. Do you use them already? If you don't, this might be a good time to utilize supplements. Why? Because supplements help you get a lot of things in a small volume in a short amount of time. Ideal for times like this, when it's hard to get sheer volume of food in that you need, especially if you've been trying to grow or gain through this stage. Equally, if you've been cutting, you still need to get the body support in there. So you still need to get that food in there. Don't think I'm fasting, I'm cutting anyway. If I miss food, it doesn't matter. You don't want to be dropping muscle mass. We've got to support the muscle. So supplements that I recommend during the time would be a good whey protein. Okay? Simple, easy. You can mix it into food. You can drink it straight. You can mix it into yogurts. You can turn it into suds. You can freeze it, make ice cream. There's so much you can do with whey. You can use it in so many ways. So you can use whey so many ways. Get some of that if you haven't already. It's the most versatile one of the protein blends. If you're gaining, might be time to use one that already has the built-in carbohydrates and fat levels that you are looking for. So this is where you're looking at the more kind of the ones that claim to be muscle builders and all this. They're not. It's clever advertising. Some of them have got like natty test boosters in, some of them have got creatine in them. But essentially all they are is a whey protein, probably some casein banged in there with a dump load of maltodextrin and some vitamins banged in to bulk the thing out. Okay, might be a good time to use one of those as one on offer, one on deal. They usually taste pretty damn good because they've got the carbohydrate in there. So another great way to pack a lot of calories in a small volume, which again is time friendly. Okie dokie. Vitamins, yeah, probably a good one to start on now. Make sure that when you look on the profile, it's got zinc, selenium, magnesium, a lot of the micronutrients in there. If it's got those in it, it's probably got a pretty good profile on it. Have a look around. Find the one with best value for money. Okay. Next point. Sleep. Okay, we all know we need it. We all know we like it. Some of us struggle without it. You need to be aiming to get 5 hours solid deep sleep each night. So you need to work out how long it takes you to get to sleep. And then you need to probably add about another 15 minutes onto the time it takes you to fall asleep for you to fall into probably a deeper sleep. Because you need the 5 hours deep sleep. That's what you're going to need to maintain the central nervous system recovery, to maintain muscle recovery and mental alertness. Okay, so what you're going to aim to be doing is, if it takes you, say, 20 minutes to get to sleep, assume it's half an hour until you're in deep sleep, probably a little bit longer, but let's be optimistic. So you're going to need to be sleeping for 5.5 hours to get that good 5 hours in there, okay, minimum. Let's aim for that. So time it accordingly. After that, during the day, if you get the opportunity, when you can't eat and drink, that's when you want to be taking naps. Lots of little naps, power naps. That's going to help keep you going. It's going to make sure that you can be able to get up in after your 5 hours deep sleep, be alert, get that food in, and then you'll be able to kind of recharge and take out chunks of that day where you can't eat or drink. You know, it's going to help chop down that time that you're actually up and about when you can't be supplying your body with what it needs. Food. If you're not monitoring your macros already, what do you need to be aware of? Okay, guys, I know that a lot of the families like to get together and have a big feast a lot of the time when the sun goes down. Now, the trap here is you are hungry. You've been hungry for a lot of the day, and there's a want to just stuff your face. Now, that's not too bad if you're only going to have 1 or 2 big meals during the period when you're going to eat. But if you're aiming to have a lot of other meals after that first main meal, the main thing I'd say to you guys is, like we said before, if you're in a cut, probably bring it to a maintenance. If you're a gain, then hey, it's fine. Try and hit those surplus numbers as you can, but at least hit the maintenance. But fat levels, guys. Now, if you're eating traditional foods, I know they're cooked heavy on the oil. So you've got to try and keep those fats in check. It's the fats that are going to mess you up. So you need to be looking at how it's cooked and judging what food on that table is going to be the best for you. Yeah, I know it sucks, but these are the sacrifices you have to make. We're not saying don't eat it. Just be careful what you pick. Be aware, guys, who were trying to previously cut, to stop yourself going to surplus. Chapatis, this big, around about 50 grams of carbs in them. Really high impact. Stick to your rice. Stick to the veg. Stick to any of the kind of potato things that are on there instead of that bread-loaded carb sauce. Going to be your better bet. So if you're not monitoring already, just stay away from those small, high-impact foods. Stick with more of the whole food. Think, if I was living on a farm, what could I grow? Kind of eat along those lines. It's very simple, I know, and there's a lot of areas with it, but at least if you're not following it, it'll give you something to abide by. So you go more towards rice and the potatoes, your meats, and stay away from things like the cheese and the oil-laden stuff. Macro guys who are monitoring it, get on the Fitness Pal, look up generic values of things, be aware of the foods that are going to be on that table when you sit down that might not normally be there, so you're not caught out. Check them up, see if they're worth putting in. If they are, enjoy them. If they're not, avoid them. Pretty simple, but something that can make a big difference. Other than that, guys, keep the protein high, support your immune system, be sensible. Please make sure you rehydrate over the period of time. And if all else fails, I know that if you get ill, you're allowed to stop the fasting. So get to a school and lick a kid with a cold. Boom, baby!